So, dear students, good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to this virtual session for the Inorganic Chemistry 3 course. So, dear students, we have been discussing the polymeric substances, and we have seen that how we have a huge number of polymers exist in nature, whereas we are also synthesizing some of the important polymeric substances which has been exploited in a number of the sectors. So we have gone through the organic polymers, that what are their classification and how we have different classes of the polymeric materials. Similarly, we can have the inorganic polymers, and these polymers are different in their property with respect to the mechanical strength and hardness as compared to the organic polymers. So these polymers will lack definitely the carbon in its structure, but will have the other component inorganic elements as a part of its long chain macromolecules. Okay, so there will be a linkage which will hold these monomeric substances together to form a polymeric substance through covalent bond. So we were discussing certain aspect of the molecules which used to put in the category of inorganic polymeric substances. So these are the some of the properties that they have with the inorganic polymers. They are not easily get melted, so they will melt at higher temperature. Okay, they have higher resistance towards heat. They have better cross linking. Okay, so there is a built up of higher polar groups you will find in inorganic polymers. Okay, so these are the some of the peculiar characteristics. They are much lesser ductile as compared to the organic polymers. Okay, so they are stronger and harder and brittle in nature, so they can be obtained in pure crystalline form as well as in pure amorphous form. Okay, so you have wide range of the application. Depending upon its property, you can exploit these inorganic polymers. Okay, so we have been doing certain classification. We have gone through that. We have various phosphorus based, silicon based. Okay, so we have wide range of the polymeric material which come under inorganic polymer category. So you can see that we have the phosphorus based inorganic polymers, we have silicon based, we have boron based, we have sulfur based, and there are certain coordination polymers also, which is mostly formed from the transition metals. So you can have a wide range of the polymer even in the inorganic chemistry also. Although if you compare, the organic polymer is much huge in number because of the better functionality, and their preparation method is comparatively easy. So there are certain characteristics which leads to get certain upper edge for the organic polymers. But in terms of the characteristics, in certain cases, the inorganic polymer has upper hand, which can be exploited by material science very well. So we have been doing certain introductory part of the silicates. So these are the one of the most abundant element present in the, or compound present in the earth crust. 40% of the total earth crust is composed of this special type of the compound. Okay, we have rocks of different types, and all these rocks have silicates in one way or another way in different structures. So you will have a very important physical support of the support on this earth crust because of these silicates. Okay, and the basic blocking unit you will have when we look into the silicates is the tetrahedron unit of a silic- silicates, which will keep on repeating to form the long chain. So there is a sharing of oxygen among the two or more than two uh, tetrahedral units which combine in a specific pattern through the corners to form a long chain. Okay, so you will have the formation of a macromolecules which can be classified into different categories. So we have studied that how we can classify these silicates into different category. So you should remember that silicates are compounds basically of silicon and oxygen. It consists of a smaller unit, that is tetrahedron. SiO4 minus 4 is the basic unit which keep on binding with each other to form a long chain. These tetrahedron are joined together to form silicates, and this is only possible when there is a linkage by sharing the corner oxygen rather than the face or edge, which we have been explaining in the previous lecture. So you can see these are the different types of the silicate structure, and this is a tetrahedron structure. So you can see that there is nothing like this. Oxygen bonding is never exist when we talk about the silicate, but it is a silicon oxygen bond which is formed. Okay, so this is the same structure presented in different ways so as to explain the electron cloud around the oxygen. And this is your central uh, atom, that is silicon, which lie at the center of the tetrahedron. So we can classify these silicons into different categories. You have orthosilicates, which is neosilicates, known by another name. You have similarly pyrosilicates, you have cyclic silicates, you have chain silicates, you have sheet silicates, you have three-dimensional silicate, which is also known to be a tectosilicates. So these are basically different classes of the silicates. So before I just move, I just want to have some cool question. So just wait. So I'm just pulling the question. So I'm talking about silicates, and you know that silicate is having certain bond which may be lying between different atoms, because one has to propagate the long structure through linkage. So which of the following is absent in silicate? Just put response in the chat box. Okay, still 27 students are not responding to the pool question. So dear students, just put your response in the given pool box. So I'm just talking which of the following is not present in silicate when we talk about the silicate. Okay, so the correct answer is the second option. So there is absence of oxygen-oxygen bonding, because bonding exists between silicon and oxygen. Okay, so I'm closing this pool. So you have different classes of silicates. So we have been classify these silicates into different classes. The first is orthosilicate, which is also known as neosilicates, where these contains the discrete tetrahedral unit where there is no sharing of corners. So you will have like this, which is not sharing its oxygen with another one. So in such situation, we used to call that type of the silicate as a orthosilicate or neosilicates. Some of the zinc, you can have the zinc where we used to form this type of silicate. You have magnesium, which used to form this type of silicates. So this is one category. So this is the top view, this is the side view of the molecule. So similarly, you can have another class. You have pyrosilicates, okay, which are also known to be a disilicates. So this is the general formula. You have S2, S7 minus 6. This is S2, Si2, this silicate 2, oxygen 7, having total charge minus 6. So this is the general formula of a disilicate. So in this case, the two tetrahedral units are joined together by sharing one oxygen and form the Iceland form of shape, which is known as the Iceland silicates. Okay, so you have scandium and zinc, which prefer to have this type of the arrangement to form the disilicates. So you can see from the next picture, next figure, that how these two units are linked together through the linkage. This is the oxygen which is shared by these two tetrahedral units. Okay, so this is the top view of the molecule. You can have the top view, which can give you better idea how the sharing of the oxygen is taking place among these two uh, units. Now, cyclic silicates means there will be formation of ring type structure. So definitely the number of the oxygen of the tetrahedron which is going to be shared will be more than one. Okay, so you have the general formula, that is silicon 3 oxygen, okay, and represent the number of tetrahedron unit, and it will have charge minus 2n. N is your number of tetrahedron unit that form the ring. Okay, so the calcium and barium uh, element have this tendency that they used to form the cyclic silicates. Okay, so you can have the number of such type of the structures in case of the silicates. So this is a very clear cut pictorial diagram which predict that how you have sharing of oxygen. So these are the oxygen and these are the tetrahedron units. So you can see that each of the tetrahedron unit has two oxygen which is sharing its electron density with the another tetrahedron to form this cyclic structure. So here you can see, here it is 3, now here it is 6 tetrahedron unit uh, forming these cyclic structures. Okay, and each will share its two oxygen atom. Okay, with the another adjacent tetrahedron unit. So this is a cyclic silicates. Similarly, you can have the chain silicates. Chain silicates are known to be a metasilicate, pyrogenic, and linear silicates. It will have the formula silicon oxygen 3 and having the charge minus 2n. Okay, so n is nothing but number of tetrahedral unit that form the chain. So in this case, oxygen being shared with the two tetrahedron to form the chain. So it is different with respect to the previous one. In the previous one, these are cyclic formation. Here you will not have the cyclic formation, but there will be a chain formation. So just like the lithium aluminum is going to have this silicates, and similarly calcium and magnesium is going to have the silicate of this type, that is metasilicates. So these are the chain type silicates. You can see from this that there is a sharing of two oxygen with the neighboring tetrahedral unit of silicates to form a chain. Okay, so this keep on sharing the two, but these two is not compelling the structure to form the ring structure or cyclic structure, but they are existing as a chain. So there is a chain formation rather than the cyclic structures. So this is the formula. You can have the double chain also. When we have the double chain, can be formed by joining the two chains. Okay, so you have different types of these silicates, just like this calcium and magnesium forming a double chain type of the silicates. Okay, because nature is full of silicates, your earth crust is abundant in this silicate content, so you can have a ample example around the earth surface regarding these silicates. So this is double chain silicates. You can see that you have one chain, the another chain, so they are combining with to form this double chain. Okay, so it is forming the double chain silicates. So sheet silicates, the another classification is the sheet silicates, which is also known to be a phyllosilicates. Okay, it is represented by this general formula: silicon 2 oxygen 5, n is your number of tetrahedron bearing the charge minus 2n. Okay, so the N is the tetrahedron unit that forms the ring. These are formed by sharing of three bridging oxygen, okay, per silicon atom. So you can find out the difference, that how the structure changes is there. So here there is a sharing of three oxygen atom per silicon atom, so that a 2D sheets is formed. Okay, so sheets, basically we look into the sheets when we have the two-dimensional aspect. So three oxygen of the tetrahedron are being shared, so that there is one unit negative charge per tetrahedron. So this negative charge is neutralized by cation between the sheets. Okay, so you have example just mica, clay. So there are certain different types of the structures which used to have this type of the sheet structures. So this is the sheet silicates, how these sheets are going to have three oxygen atom which is going to sharing its edges with the another one. So you can see how we have the three. So this is one, I'm taking the middle of the structure. This is the another one, and this is the another one. So this is the silicon at the center. Okay, and this is the front top view of the molecule. Okay, so these three oxygen atom is sharing with the adjacent tetrahedron unit. Similarly, you can have for this one also, one is this one, another is this one. So similarly, there is another tetrahedron unit here. So you can see there is a sharing of three oxygen per silicon. So this is a case when you have the sheet silicates. So three-dimensional silicates is known to be a tectosilicates. The general formula of the three silicates is SiO2 whole the square, n means n is your the number of the tetrahedral unit forming the three-dimensional network. Okay, so it includes the different types of the silicate, just like your quartz, crystallobelites. These are some examples you may have in your literature and may have around your space, where you can find such type of the three-dimensional silicates. Okay, so when we have the SiO4 minus 4 unit are replaced by aluminum unit, so three-dimensional aluminosilicates are formed. Okay, means what does this indicate? That if you replace some of the molecule of this tetrahedron by some aluminum component of a similar structure, so then the three-dimensional structure is known to be aluminosilicates. So you have various example, feldspar, zeolites. These are some of the examples where aluminum and silicate commonly exist. Okay, so you have wide range of the silicates, either as a simple silicate or a mixture silicates, where you have some additional element which is included in the silicates. Okay, just like these examples. So this is the classification of the silicates, how you can divide these silicates into different classes. Okay, so now coming to the next component of the silicates. Okay, so before I move, I will just like to put certain questions. Okay, So I'm just pulling the question. Just wait. Just wait. Hmm. So this is your question. You can respond accordingly. So the correct answer is the option one. So we are talking about the application of silicates. What is the basic purpose to study the silicates? Definitely, it will have certain applications. Okay, we can explore those applications. We can exploit those applications for our use at the domestic level as well as at the industrial level. So silicates has a wide range of applications. Silicates have a unique property to conduct electricity, produce a high frequency vibration and provide thermal insulations. Okay, so silicates have a unique property towards many aspects. Silicon is the central component of the silicates. It is very hard crystal that can be used to cut certain sized product, and it can conduct electricity. Okay, so it is because of these characteristics that silicon is the perfect material to make the microchips which run on every computer, cell phones, and gaming devices. So you will find the wide range of application of the silicons as such, or in the modified form in microchips, in computers, in cell phones, in gaming devices. Okay, game devices. So it has a wide range of applications. So you can see that when we look into the uh, mm, other forms of the silicate, just like quartz form, it is used to make electronic equipments, watches, games, lenses. So this is one application of quartz, which is nothing but a silicate. Mica is used to make electrical insulator in high voltage electrical equipment and capacitor. Asbestos is the another silicate used to make heat insulation, to make fire resistance coating, ceilings, sheets, vehicle braking, lining and exhaust manifold and gaskets. So these are the another application of the silicates. It is widely used in ceramics and cement and glass. So you can have the different types of the situations where we can explore this silicates for wide range of applications. So similarly, the application of silicates is used in microchips. Microchips are a form of silicate which used to cut down the small proportion that have the controlled printing order through the photographic procedure. So this is the another application in the microchips. Silicates has a unique property, for example, producing thermal insulation, conduct electricity. Okay, it can conduct electricity, provide a elevated frequency vibrations, and capable of conducting the electricity. So you can see that it has a wide range of characteristics uh, which will apply in a way, in one way or another way, at various domains, and it is various applications. So, being a central component of silicate, silicon is very important. the crystal is very strong and can be cut into the different sizes, thus which can be further used to conduct the electricity. These property can make the silicon the best material to create microchips that passes through the various phases and applied and implemented in the certain devices, just like computers, mobile phones, and game devices. So because of the wide range of characteristics, this material find a wide range of application. Okay, so this is one application you will have when you have the silicates. So quartz crystals, the another important silicate is idle application. We have wide range of uh, frequency vibrations. These characteristics can be make the quartz crystal to be used in the radio, pressure gauges, and watches. When we have such type of the material, then it can be used in number of ways. Okay, especially in radio and pressure based and watches, you can have the application which can be exploited at various segments. So these are the some of the application of this quartz crystal. Similarly, you know that in construction work we require huge number of material, okay? And glass is one of the important component which we require. So silicates can be exploited because they can be used to produce glass. So glass is made up of silicates. It is the among the major and the most protective use of the product which we can obtain from silicates. So you have wide range of glasses which can be produced by exploring this silicate. Okay, so silicate is very important and used to have implications on various materials when we look into the real aspect of these silicate materials. So material form after heating in a malleable which can be make glasses for drinking also. So we can have our glasses of different types. It may be for the purpose of the civil work. It may be for the domestic purpose, kitchen work. Okay, so you have wide range of glasses which can be prepared by exploring or exploiting this silicate. So this is one application you have. So silicates can be used in ceramics. So they are very important. Ceramics made from the silicates having the thermal characteristics. Hence, they are provide a great advantage in the engineering and technology industry. So because of the thermal characteristics, so they are heavily used in ceramics. So, in one such example, the space shuttle uses ceramics silicate tiles as a barrier from the intense atmospheric pressure. Silicates also benefit the boreholes walls when drilling to avoid the breaking of the wall. So there are certain applications and which can be exploited by knowing its particular characteristics. So you have to have some specialized material, and these material can have the um, basic material as silicates because of its thermal characteristics. So it can be used as a ceramics. Similarly, the concrete work in concrete treatment, you can have a building material treated with the silicon solution which can lessen the various problems which is lying with the product, such as you have certain issues when you have the construction work at the site. So we have wide range of the application where silicates and its product is usually applied. So this is used effectively and assist in reducing the penetration of water. Concrete has access portable items and other things which can be undergo chemical reaction with the silicates to form a permanent surface, and these increase the durability and used to repel the water. Okay, so if you want a surface or the space where water should not stay for the longer time, then you can have the mixing of these component with some other suitable adhesive or some other suitable compound. The treatment should take place after certain days, okay, because of the curing of the surface and the coating of the this compound is known to be a silicate mineral paint. Okay, so we can have the coating of this silicate compound also, which is known to be a silicate mineral paint. So this is a different type of paint. Okay, so this is widely now explored in case of the civil engineering for the purpose of protecting the walls or some other uh, construction structures. Okay, so when we look into the detergent industry also, these are also used in detergent as a complex and modified form in various chemical forms. We have to have the application in the detergent industry also. Okay, so these are the substances which is added to get the ruggedness in the detergent. Okay, so this provide a ruggedness when we have application of these silicates in addition to the main component of the detergent. So this is the one of the application in soap industry. But when we look into the water technology, okay, so this is widely explored in water technology. Industry uses silicate to treat the wastewater as an iron fluctuant and the double salt, or you have potassium coagulant. Okay, so it can be used in that form also. The silicate react with the colloidal molecules to form a larger aggregated molecule that go below the water column. So this is the property which is exploited by the silicates to be used in uh, water treatment technology. The tiny negative particles submerged in water react with the silicates. Okay, so this is how it is happening. The coagulation process is taking place when the double layer breakdown after ionic strength is increased due to addition of silicates. Okay, so this is happening because we are adding the silicate compounds to the system and the coagulation process is taking place. The water treatment is also among the most important use of silicates after glass manufacturing. So when we look into the overall application of silicates, so the water treatment sector is one of the most important sector where the silicates are mostly consumed after the glass industry. So this is a little bit regarding its application in the water treatment. Refractory use means when we have the temperature where the place where the temperature is very high. In those cases, the silicates and its material are highly useful and can be explored for wide range of applications. Water glass made from silicates contain useful solids. Okay, and the glass can be blended and light aggravated to make the strong and extreme temperature insulating boards. Okay, so that is why these are having the application in the high temperature situation also. We can explore it. Okay, so you can have the silicates which may be in some sort of furnace. You can have which can be used as a protective layer. Okay, it can be used as pacifiers, it can be used as insulator like model pipe insulating applications. Okay, Besides this, silicates can be mixed with fine mineral powder. Okay, you can have a mixing of the silicates with suitable powder so as to make a certain suitable structure which can be used for wide range of application and can be applied even at higher temperature as an adhesive. Okay, so water glass is the least expensive and easy to get. These makes it popular in the high temperature substances or the situations where you have the high temperature, just like your metallurgical processes where the temperature is very high. So there you require refractory type of the material where we use these silicates heavily. So this is one. Similarly, in dye, it is also used in dye. The silicates make hand dyes when combined with the reactive dyes, okay, which needs a higher pH, okay, means alkaline to make the chemical reaction with the textile fiber. So this is application in textile industry. Okay, so you can have the dye auxiliary, which in addition to dye you can have some other component which combined with the reactive sides of dye and enhance its quality. Okay, and so this is one of the chemical which can be explored. So dye put together with the cellulose fiber like silk, rayon, cotton, then give the time to dry, after which the dye is painted with the silicates. Okay, so after this process, the silicate is applied. Lastly, the fiber is covered gently with the plastic to retain the water and left at the room temperature for hours to react. So you can have the application of these silicates even in the textile industry. So this is one of the application you can have. So this is passive fire protection. So silicate come in solid form, a liquid form, and water glass. If you want to ensure longer passive fire protection, the solid beads should be waterproof. The solid silicates have been abundantly used to aggravate silicon rubber to generate the plastic pipe devices for putting out of the fire. So you can have a wide range of application of these silicates wherever you go. You will find certain application ranging from textile industry. You have the other industries where you are exploring glass industry. So we can have a wide range of application of this type of the compound. Now we have another class of the compound which is known as silicones. Okay, so this is a organopolysilicanes containing silicon oxygen linkage. Okay, silicon oxygen linkage is present. Okay, so that was a silicate. Okay, and now it is a silicones. It is a different one because you have the linkage between the molecule, different atoms, sorry, as a oxygen is surrounded by two silicon atoms. Okay, so these are known as a polysilicanes. These compounds having general formula, this is the way you can represent this. So these are having formula similar to that of the ketones. So the name is coined as a silicones. Okay, ketones and silicones because here is carbon, here it is silicon. Okay, silicon will have to convert into silicon. So this is the naming, the way they used to put the name of this compound. So these compounds may be cyclic, okay, they may be in a linear form, there may be sorry, they may be in a linear form, they may be cyclic, they may be cross linked. Okay, so you will have wide range of the structural aspect of this silicones. So because of their very high temperature stability, they are known to be a high temperature polymers. So this is the basic quality you will find in many of the inorganic polymers, that they can resist the higher change in the um, temperature, even they are stable at elevated temperature. So this type of the behavior you will not find in case of the organic polymer, but you will have such type of the characteristics in case of the inorganic polymeric materials, just like this silicones. Okay, so you have wide range of the applications which can be used. So as we know that the silicon is used for glass making. So it is used in number of the ways where we can explore this atom or the element for wide range of application. Mostly you have uh, semiconductor industry where it has been explored a lot and exploit it for various applications. Okay, so when you look into the different components, so silicon has wide range of application, and it can be going to form the different types of the compounds. So these are the compounds which are not a simple one, but they are the high temperature polymers. Okay, means they can have the resistivity towards the higher temperature. They are not losing their property even at elevated temperature. Okay, so these are the high temperature polymers. Okay, so you can have a wide range of applications. So I'm just launching one pool. Just wait. So I'm just launching the pool, which is so just wait. I'm putting the questions. So I'm just putting the questions. So which is the most plausible way? So just respond. We have been talking about the application of the silicates, and these silicates find wide range of application in different industries. Okay, so you must know the type of the industry where we are exploring this element, this compound, this material heavily. So this is nothing but the glass industry is one of the important component where the consumption and the production of the silicate is of a paramount importance. Okay, so thank you to all of you for this wonderful session. In the coming lecture, we will have another discussion on another topic. So you have to have a close look on the important concept, just like its structure, its application, and what are the related compounds which can be explored for the purpose of other applications even at the elevated temperature. Because if we look into the silicones, okay, So these are also high temperature polymeric material, which is different with respect to the organic substance. Okay, so the first option is the correct option for this pool question. Okay, so I'm going to close this pool. So thank you to all of you for this wonderful session. So we will have class in the next session. Thank you to all of you.